Welcome to Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous, everyone. It's Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here, and it is Sunday, September 30th, 2018. Yes, 1 week from my flight to Austin, Texas, where I will be volunteering at CitizenCon 2948. Yes, I get to go 11, well, is that 1100 or is that 100,060 years in the future? Holy moly. Yep, that is correct. But I'm kind of excited because I had a really amazing time at CitizenCon 2946. Met a lot of people there, built relationships with many of them. My friend Tom, Joe, and really dear, close relationships with Sophie Girl and Eden Star, who I will see at CitizenCon, and I'm very excited about that. And I know that my voice hasn't been as active in the Star Citizen community in the past 2 years. But contrary to what some people have said, and how some people use me when they're saying how CIG is pulling back from the community. Yes, I've said that too, by the way, but that was personal things that I now know I wasn't right about. I have 100% belief in the project. Going back to school has been the best decision I've ever made in my whole life. Yes, at 50 years old, I decided I'm going back to school. And here I am in the last big semester before I graduate next May. And I'm starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Next semester I have 1, maybe 2 classes, but this semester is my senior project. And it is tapping every ounce of my mind, of my time, of my soul. But in a good way, not a bad way. It's not wringing me out like a dirty towel or a wet towel. It's challenging me on a scale I haven't been challenged on in many years. I would say I haven't worked this hard in my life, and I have to work in 2 ways. At work, which I work for Apple, and this year at Apple has just been nuts. And I'm going to school full-time, not part-time, but full-time, not online, but on campus. The only time I've ever been pushed this hard before was in officer candidate school for the United States Marine Corps. But I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to get it done with because I've learned so much and I want to keep going. Yes, I'm thinking about my master's after this. So my college career has brought me aeronautics and management my first time through college, and now organizational and professional communication and a minor in psychology. How do you put that into something? I'm going to have to work on that over the next 18 months. And now I'm looking at Star Citizen because comes December, after the holiday season, I'm going to be dumping a lot of effort into my channel again. And Star Citizen is the basis for what I do. And I've gone all the way back to why I actually was so high on Star Citizen, why I was immediately captivated, drawn in by what Star Citizen was going to be. And about now, or maybe for this whole video, you should be seeing one of the games that actually dragged me in, which of course is Wing Commander. And this one is Wing Commander 2. If you go far enough back in my channel, I think the first video I put up here was about Wing Commander. But here I am playing Wing Commander, I'm sure, and Wing Commander 2. And this was a game that actually had a pretty amazing storyline for its time. You got to remember, everything that we did back in the day is for its time. When you look back on it now, you know, the computers that we have today that are running, you know, either Radeon 2s or 8700s with 2080s in them and really high-speed RAM, and these SSDs are capable of doing so much more. But back in the day of the 386 and the 486, These games were state of the art. And Chris Roberts started a craze amongst the community of upgrading PCs, which he's done in our community, right? Just to run these games. I think Wing Commander was the single biggest reason myself and many of my friends upgraded to 386s. For me, it was a cross-grade because I was on an Amiga, and eventually the Amiga came out with Wing Commander AGA, which Advanced Graphics Architecture, I think it was. Don't ask me to remember, it was so many years ago. But I had Wing Commander on the PC, on the Amiga 1200, on the Amiga CD32, and on the PC. And here I am, hopefully playing Wing Commander 2, that I didn't. I bought this quite a number of years ago on Good Old Games. That's a great place to get Chris Roberts' older games. In fact, I have all of Chris Roberts' older games, including Freelancer, including Starlancer, and I play them quite often, and I like them. But the biggest thing here is, I want to talk a little bit about why I came over, and it wasn't about Star Citizen. To me, I feel like gaming has been broken, or is being broken, because there are some amazingly rich storylines that draw you in, Last of Us, that tell stories and make you feel like you're part of their world. And I think that there's development teams that make great games still. But the instant gratification and instant action that younger people craze, and yes, I'm old now and I'm saying younger people, isn't actually a bad thing. I do play some games that are instant gratification, get in, get out, and those are like World of Warships, World of Warplanes, they're those arena-style games, and I do like them. But I really miss those full, engaging, well, I don't want to say scripted, because I hope that they're not scripted, that there's levity, or there's freedom for me to do and complete missions the way I want to. But I long for that game, and I long for the storytelling of Chris Roberts. And, for 3 years now, we've been seeing scenes and, images of them shooting the mocaps and everything for Squadron 42, and yet we still don't have it. And I think we're becoming complacent, just letting it go. Like, yeah, but they're working on this tech and they're working on that tech. And I understand that. But it's like, originally I came here for Squadron 42. And I stayed because Star Citizen is kick-ass, amazingly wonderful, and incredible when it gets completed. And as critical as I've been at times about the development, I really feel like my criticisms have toned down a lot lately, because the one thing I was crying for about a year and a half, 2 years ago, after, might have been a little bit more than that. It was after having a huge conversation with Richard Gary at DragonCon, was about those monthly updates. Those monthly updates that they do. Every month there's an update. And what game am I talking about but Shroud of the Avatar? And they don't update it based on, or update Shroud of the Avatar based on when this is complete. Like when this feature is complete. They update it by what's ready to go in at the end of the month goes in, and what isn't gets finished and put in the next month. Back then, Star Citizen was being updated when they had enough things to put out an update. Which meant for many, 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 many months, you were playing the same thing. And it was getting boring because, honestly, it's an alpha.
Not bad, sir.
Since they've gone to quarterly updates, I find amazing fun playing the game for 2 to 3 weeks. That was until recently. We're going to get to recently in a little bit. And then I fall away from it and I go play other games. And then I come back when the when I get my invite to the PTU. I play for a little bit, and then I play for a little bit when it goes live, and I go back to playing my other games. When 3.2 came out, things changed a little bit. And what did 3.2 do differently? It didn't give me more space to fly in, right? It didn't give me suddenly the Carrack I've been longing for forever. And I've bought that so many moons ago. It didn't give us the Idris that we could run around on and, you know, attack each other in huge capital battles, capital ship battles. It gave us mining. Probably the most boring thing that you can do in any space-based game. And if you don't believe me, go play EVE online and mine in EVE Online. But there are some people that like that. So I'm not picking on the people that like mining. I'm telling you my opinion of the act of mining. And somehow, some way, that ADD has to be perfect, nothing goes out until I say it's perfect mind of Chris Roberts delivered a mining mechanic that may be boring to some people, but I find challenging. And to me, challenging is what draws me in. And I find myself playing Star Citizen a lot more often. Much more often than I was playing it in the past. So my attitude has changed since 3.2 came out. And that doesn't mean that I don't have some fears and I don't have some doubts. But mostly I'm on board again. You know, I miss my friend Ben Lesnick. I miss doing the videos I used to do with him. But I was more than just the Ask Ben or Ben's Day or Ask Sandy. I was more than that in the community. In the beginning, I had a lot of pieces that I did that explained what was going on in the game. And we have people that come on, regurgitate, and try to talk very quickly about what was announced this past week. And a lot of them are just reading from the announcements or from the posts that CIG make on new technologies. And what I used to do in the past is bring them up and talk about why they matter, or like take for instance a video I did many years ago comparing the then Avenger and then 325A against which ship would be best. And you know, it was inconclusive because the game was going to change those two ships a ton of times and actually redesigned both of them. But it actually gave people an opportunity to know what the ships were about. Now, in the beginning, I thought that CIG was going to be much more realistic with the ship design. But in in order to keep the game fun, a lot of the realism isn't really in the ships, right? Like when you look at the Gladius. The Gladius would never be able to fly in atmosphere with the empennage that they have on it, because you could never fully deflect the elevator or elevon. Elevator? It's supposed to be a full flying elevator, but the ship looks kick-ass and it's kind of amazing. So, you know, I've been critical of different elements, and that's why I was bringing in the ship design. But in the grand scheme of things, just 3.2 bringing out something as boring as mining and making it interesting, making it challenging, has made me realize that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know, and I don't know if we should know, since in reality we're investors, not purchasers of the game, so we should know. But there's a lot going on behind the scenes that when they come out, I think we're going to be very interested and very captivated by. Like, I wonder what passenger liner play is going to be like. To me, that sounds boring, but is it going to be as challenging and interesting as they made mining. That's pretty cool. But all of that, does it really have to do with what's going on in something like Squadron 42, which is a well-scripted, kind of sort of dynamic branching tree campaign? Does it really matter so much? And I wonder what the holdup on that is. It's not object container streaming because it's not an online game like that. It's got to be something, and we don't know what it is. But the scenes have been shot for many, many, many moons. And in the time that we've been waiting, we've had a whole series of Marvel movies that brought us to Thanos snapping his finger and turning half the world to dust. And before that game comes out, we're probably going to have many more Marvel movies that actually shore up and begin a new storyline. And I want Squadron 42. And until then, I'm going to play Wing Commander 2, then play through Wing Commander 3, Wing Commander 4, Wing Commander Prophecy, and try to get myself ready for what Chris Roberts' storylines are like. So next week is CitizenCon, or actually about a week and a half from now. So next week is when volunteers start descending upon Austin. And I'm pretty excited about it. Anybody that's going, I'm going to be working the registration desk, or at least heading the registration desk. I don't know exactly what my duties are going to be until we get there. But come see me, you know, give me a hug, shake my hand, you know, take a selfie with me, because I'd love to see those of you that watch my videos and chat some and see what you guys are thinking in person. Maybe get a couple of recorded comments from y'all after the event, so I know how you're feeling. I don't know what the big reveal is going to be, but, you know, everyone's saying it's going to be the Kraken. I think that's probably what it is. And, you know, it's another god-awful expensive, I'll never be able to afford it without robbing a bank type ship. But in reality, it's a ship that big organizations and even my organization will need, so I'm pretty happy they're launching it. But, you know, I just hope that there's other things there for people that are brand new, like maybe a new starter ship for one of the different professions in the game that new people could actually afford and be excited about. Not just us, the people that have been paying for the game since Kickstarter. Nonetheless, highly excited about everything. So there'll be sporadic videos coming out for me for the next 8 weeks, and that's mainly because of the project that I have at school, which is a communication audit of a local business that I'm doing with a group. And until that's over, I probably won't have much time to do a video every other day like I want to do for Star Citizen. Yes, I blew up. Don't make fun of me. Yes, I now can see the video that's being played, and oh my god, that was bad. Anyway, I really appreciate you all continuing to watch and to comment and to support me, even though I've been sporadic in my production of videos. And, you know, I can't say it enough. It's coming to an end. Not my videos, but the sporadicness of my postings. It's just 2 short months and I'll be done with school and everything is good. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like the show. Comment below if you have any comments. And if you subscribe, please click that bell-shaped icon just so you get notified of any future videos that I put up. And Patreon, patreon.com/Batgirl. That's where you can help support the show. There are many of you. We have a Discord. We talk. We have fun. And we play games. And yes, it's the Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous one, but we've moved a lot of people over to the Enablers, where you can actually hang out with the org for Star Citizen Addicts Anonymous. Thanks again, everybody, and with that said, you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.